Hi, and welcome to What's the Buzz, the only show of its kind that spotlights the entertainment scene in Southern Maryland. I'm your host, James Lepore, and we're coming to you from our studio in the Leonardtown Arts Center, Leonardtown, Maryland. And we thank its manager, Joy Lowe, and big special thanks to Leonardtown Mayor Dan Burris for the use of the space. New show every Monday, watch for it. This week, very glad to have friend and local artist, Josh Airhart. Hi.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, good. It's so nice to be back interviewing you again. A little bit of water under the bridge, but we've both been busy. Musically, we'll start from the beginning. How's that? Musically, how did you get involved in music?
Well, I grew up in a musical family, and ever since I was a little kid, my dad we always had a music room allocated in the house, which was where my dad would come home from work, and he taught music lessons when he first moved here.
It still does, but more about that in a minute.
Music lessons to the cell phone industry, then back to music lessons, but that's a whole other story. But we always had a room in the house that was allocated for music, and he would come home from work, and it would be 2 in the morning, and he'd be down there blasting karaoke and banging on the piano and stuff. So yeah, I grew up around it, and I guess in that way you just kind of fall into it by default.
And now your dad owns a very popular local music business, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you teach? Is that where you teach as well?
Yep, I teach. It's a family-owned business, and I teach there. Two of my sisters teach there, and my dad teaches there.
Oh, I didn't know that. I see your mom everywhere. I thought she teaches there as well, or she's handling the business side.
My mom she's kind of like the wizard in the Wizard of Oz.
Mm-hmm.
She's like behind the curtain.
Puppeteer behind the scenes.
Yeah, she works really hard though, but she controls. Yeah, she keeps everything. She keeps all of us creative types in line. Basically.
Gotcha. I have Heather to do that for me.
Yeah.
Let's mention the business too. It's super popular. Everybody knows this place. Name is
MEA Music.
Right, and they have, I know the offices in California, right, on 235 in their professional building there.
It's right in between Wawa and the Starbucks shopping center right there, the 2 brick buildings.
Do you have the phone number or website off the top of your head?
It's 301-672-1111, that's the phone number, and then musiceducationacademy.com, that's what MEA stands for.
Fantastic. Also, a little hint too, if you want to meet Josh in person, you can always go set yourself up with some lessons. Now, what do you teach there?
I teach, I'm a multi-instrumentalist, so I teach guitar, bass, drums, piano, mandolin, ukulele, and the occasional voice lesson.
That's incredible. Was as you were growing up, were all these like separate lessons? Like, okay, now for 2 years I'm going to learn, guitar, and 2 years piano, or just everything all at the same time?
I didn't take lessons growing up, which is not a good thing. That's not a bragging point. I should have taken lessons, but I didn't take lessons because I was too when I was a little kid, you would never guess it now because I'm kind of laid back. But when I was a kid, I was ADHD, just extremely I was the kid that was laying on the floor going. My mom would come pick me up from kindergarten and just be like,
"Oh no,
what is he doing? Keep it together, man."
That's because you had kept up all night long with your dad pounding on the piano and playing the karaoke, right?
Yeah.
Just couldn't get your act together at school the next day. That's unbelievable that you play that many instruments. So many people struggle to get halfway good at one. So
I have no other job skills, so it works out.
You don't need, buddy, you don't need any other job skills. That is great. So all those instruments that you mentioned, those are all things that you currently can teach. If somebody wants to learn how to play mandolin,
absolutely.
On the list. And
oh yeah, sure.
That's fantastic.
Give the business number a call, and then say, you want lessons, you want Josh as your teacher, or don't say that. The choice.
Say that. So nice to be in a position too where we can actually promote your mom and dad's business, your business,
absolutely,
because it's very well known locally. It's great. Now, talk about locally. I've seen you play everywhere. You've played for us at Downtown Tunes. Always a big hit. I understand that recently you resurrected, at least for one night, the Vates. Popular duo with Dylan Galvin, right? Is that because Dylan just happened to come back? Dylan's been, in California, right?
He's living in LA.
Seeking his fame and fortune.
Hollywood, right in the thick of it.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Lives behind the Hollywood sign. He's behind the, I made that up. So he just came back for one weekend, and you guys just reunited?
He came back for Christmas, visiting family, and he came back with his girlfriend, who also is from Leonardtown. She's visiting family, so they came back and they did the Christmas thing, and beforehand we were talking, we were like, why don't we book some shows and you know, just kind of mess around. So it's just kind of, you know, again, it was the stars aligned, and we managed to work it out to where he could play a gig, and then immediately after the gig, we went to IHOP, got some pancakes, and then went from IHOP to the airport.
Oh,
and,
really?
And
I thought you were going to say he went to another gig.
No, he flew to LA, but that was like how compressed the schedule was like he had to go back to LA because I think he had a gig or something over there.
But see, I know that you can do that because I've seen you get ready to suddenly play with somebody else at a moment's notice. I mean, when I had my old show, I'd call you and say, hey, why don't you grab Megan Osick? And sure enough, you have this polished performance. And I would always think, same thing to Downtown Tunes, right down the block, and I always think, how can he possibly sound this good and so polished? And he's had like a week to, you know, put the pieces together. To me, that's the mark of a true professional. I mean, you're always on. You're always able to hit it.
I mean, I just have no other job skills and a lot of free time, so.
Gotcha. Are you playing locally or plans to play locally? Or I'm sure people want to see you in, you know, not only teaching, but on stage.
I do play, yeah, I'm playing, the next gig I have is February 8th at Buckets in, gosh, where is that? What's Lusby.
Buckets in Lusby, gotcha.
Buckets in Lusby, and then I'm playing on, just go to joshairhart.com. If I was professional, I would know what my dates were right now, but I completely forgot, and I looked at them right before we started.
That's very cool.
I looked right at my
Josh Airhart, right?
joshairhart.com.
AIRHART.
H-A-R-T, and that has all my gigs and stays pretty up to date. And then there's also the Facebook and the Instagram, and we can look at pictures of each other's food and
yeah, exactly.
all that weird stuff like, that you do on the internet.
Josh is like busy playing 18 instruments, and we'll like, look, we made chicken parmesan. He's like,
those are my posts, man. Those are my posts. Are like, man, these chicken fingers are banging. And then I take a picture.
Cool.
Share it with the world. I get 2 likes, and I'm like, yes.
Tell you, we're the same way too. We only post positive, uplifting, delicious posts. That's
exactly.
it. Nothing about
that's all I want to
headaches.
see when I go on the internet. I just want to see what people are. You know, I don't want to see political opinions or this and that.
Neither do I.
I just want to see the food that they're eating that day.
Yeah. Well, the music that they're listening to, in this case. Writing originals. I mean, I know you do covers and you do them amazingly well, but you also write a lot, don't you?
I do. I try to at least. It's an outlet for creativity, so it's something that I find enjoyable. It's a good way to kind of, it's catharsis, but it's also kind of like it's like, you know, like a diary. You know, you kind of write something and it kind of encapsulates a moment, and then when you go back and you play the song again, it's like a time capsule or a teleports you back to that moment. So.
Have you ever done just that and gone back to something that you wrote, say, 3-4 years ago and realized, wait a minute, this is like totally not who I am anymore?
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah. That's just kind of the struggle of being an artist, where
it's like, wait, I don't listen to the Backstreet Boys anymore. Why do I gotta change this? You know?
Anymore.
How many originals total do you think you've written over the years?
Oh my gosh. As far as completed songs, probably 50, 75. Incomplete songs, probably 200-300.
That's fantastic. And Josh is going to play all of them right here. So you might as well get dinner and some drinks or whatever, because we're going to be here for a few days. Yeah. Would you be so kind as to play 1 or 2 originals for us?
Certainly, yeah.
Fantastic. Okay. Why don't we do that as soon as we come back, right after a word from our sponsors. Ladies and gentlemen, Josh Airhart.
Everywhere I turn my head, see you looking back at me, like Every time I try to sleep, and the tears will like the rain, and the nights like thunder strike. As I lie awake, I wonder, do I ever keep you up at night? Every time I go outside, on every billboard that I see, hair is falling in your face. Why you looking down at me? And the daily freeway humming, there's a song you used to sing. As I drive along, I wonder, do you ever stop and think of me? Just the other day, thought to ask you how you've been. About the time it turns around, you had headed off with him. And rarely do we get the second chance, and I turn around to right. So I stand here and I'm asking, won't you come back home with me tonight? Everywhere's a second chance, yeah, it's turn a new leaf in life. So I stand here and I'm asking, won't you come back home with me tonight?
An amazing song from an amazing talent. If you'd like to follow Josh's musical career or take lessons, here's some contact info, and then we'll be right back with another Josh Airhart original. Ladies and gentlemen, with another original, we present Mr. Josh Airhart.
Plans and trusted, promises constructed, so quick to sanity that we never gave it a thought. How strong of a foundation, how long could it be shaken when a storm came by night? You held the wood to windows, I nailed the pieces in walls, played it off and acted like it was only your face. Unsupported cross beams, breaking open at the seams. The of this house, I without a care in the world. We built this house without a care in the world. This ground was never steady, too soft and just already. Because of us and fantasize of a world living free from all uncertainty and everything troubling, but it's not the worst that it could be. She and me that our best, we were the raging tempest. This was a scene enough for all of the smoke and the fears, slowly suffocating. We wanted to replace it. Our love had been content for years. We built this house out of care in the world. We built this house out of care in the world. We built this house out of care in the world. Yeah, we built this house out of care in the world. She's killing. Yeah. She's killing. Yeah. She's killing. Yeah. She's killing.
That was absolutely fantastic. I've heard a lot of Josh Airhart originals, and I think that's my favorite so far. You know it's a good song when you're halfway through, and Heather's already trying to buy it on iTunes. So, thank you so much for playing that, and thanks for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
Also want to thank Josh and MEA Music for all their advice concerning our audio work, stuff we do, advice. Just great people, great guy. I have other people to thank too. I want to thank Dan Burris, Mayor of Leonardtown, for letting us use this space. Joy Lowe for managing this beautiful place, the Leonardtown Arts Center. I want to thank our new creative consultant and co-producer, Mr. Reggie Rice, who's done more than we can even name. New show every Monday. Next week, more surprises. Be here for What's the Buzz?